Hello everybody, welcome back. On this video we're going to have a quick look at Ocean and a brief overview of the Bitcoin dominance, basically trying to work out if the alt season is going to continue, and if it is, where's the money going. So let's have a look at some of these coins. We've worked out already that Bitcoin dominance is trickling down, it's not taking a big leg down. A massive alt season would take place if we break this support level. So just a bit of an overview. We were able to trade Bitcoin dominance in this channel. It's broken to the up now, so now we've got this upwards level of resistance support down here. So at the moment we bounced from this and we came back up here, so we've got a reasonable trading range. The support is descending, which is actually it's good in a way, because it means that if we do come down to test it, alts will get that ever so small but significant, I suppose, extra little push in the event that we do get a support there and bounce back up. But if we do break down from here, which we could do, because we're looking at this on the daily, MACD's turned down and the support is down facing, then alt season will be phenomenal. So normally, if you're new to crypto and you know this is all reasonably new to you, the way that a true alt season will work is that the strong get to feel it first. The strong being the top cap coins, whether that's Ethereum, Chainlink, EOS, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, dare I say XRP, and so what happens is the top cap coins get it first. And if the alt season were to continue after that, then it filters down to the medium caps, and those coins will be things like Basic Attention Token, and I would actually class Ocean Protocol as a medium cap now. It's relatively new on the scene. It's been around for a while, but it's got a reasonable market cap to it, but it's not top cap. So it's the bottom of the mid caps, I would say. It's not a low cap coin. So that means that if there is a rotation to take place, Ocean is one of those tokens which should, in all theory, receive a decent push. Now, I wouldn't say it's underperformed. It's definitely risen from this buy zone that we had down here between 30 and 35 cent. We even had a buy zone down here. Unfortunately, it wasn't filled. But never mind. Well, I say we, the royal we being me, did fill most of my orders around this zone. So in that respect, I'm quite happy, because it's gone from the bottom to the top already. Just the price action has a 50% move, so I'm okay with that. But I'm really looking to see a lot more. So let's have a look at this chart and work out exactly what the likelihood of this continuing and what it would take for it to do that. So first of all, we are on the daily, and we are getting a lot of spikes above the Bollinger Band are being brought back down into it. It was relatively normal, I would say. Signs of indecision, but still a lot of buying pressure to push it up there. But it's not quite ready at the moment. We have a fresh Ichimoku cloud cross taking place here on the daily, which isn't as significant as a larger term time frame, but we don't have that kind of information now, because the weekly chart is so very, very, very new. So in that respect, we're going to look at this on the daily and the 4 hourly, just because the chart isn't very old. On Binance, that would be. So what we see here, we see the MACD is very, very, very extended and still bullish. Money flow index is trickling up and looking quite nice. The RSI is relatively high, however. So I would expect to see a pullback, a healthy one, bring us down to maybe wherever this 10 exponential moving average is, maybe around 42, and hopefully remain above there. We are in this Ichimoku cloud now, which is generally, I would say, a no trade zone. So if you've not got your position already, I wouldn't try and take a position in this now. Just on the back of that. Now the 4 hourly is interesting also. We have a golden cross taking place here, a sign of strength, a sign that things are going to be changing, and now we're seeing the moving averages kind of spread to an appropriate position. So we've got the 10, we've got the 20, we've got the 50, we've got the 200, and what we really want to see now is for these to start to diverge on every time frame. I expect that on the lower time frames, we'll go to an hourly, that we'll already see that kind of thing take place. So we are, but it's not. It's still a little bit messy. So this is, like I say, this corresponds to those big wicks that we see when we're breaking out the Bollinger Band. Signs of not so much indecision, but not quite ripe and ready for the picking. So this is one of my favourite tokens as far as fundamentals go. The chart, however, I'm trying to see the goodness in the chart. It's not as clear as other charts. For instance, there's a lot of other charts out there that are a lot more clear and bold and screaming to be having big breakouts. If you join my channel, my Telegram, you'll hear me talk about those. If you sign up to my Patreon, I leave pretty much regular updates throughout the day, plus tutorials about how to spot these sort of things. But there are a handful of tokens that I'm already trading big time on because the charts are a lot more obvious. However, I do try and accumulate as much Ocean as possible because on the fundamental basis it's very strong, and I do have good expectations for this with or without the chart. I think it's only a matter of time before something special does take place for Ocean, even though it's not quite happened yet. But I'm pretty confident that it will. But on the back of the chart, it is showing signs of strength, even though there's a pullback likely. That pullback could be to do with, first of all, this is a theory. It's not exact science. Ethereum is approaching its all-time high. If I was an Ethereum holder, which I suppose I am, but if I was looking to trade it actively, I would be looking to take profits around its all-time high. It's the obvious thing to happen. That happened with Bitcoin when it first approached 20,000. It got front-run by about $50, and no, by about $500, and then it retraced about 16%. So Ethereum is I think it is the most dominant altcoin. All right, it has an enormous market cap, much bigger than most other altcoins combined, and so in that respect, if this does take a dump, I would expect that the market does take a little dump with it, and the obvious place for it to dump is at or just before its all-time high. So we're talking areas of around about 14,000 basically. If we reach that level, I would expect to see a pullback, and it would only be temporary, just like how we saw with Bitcoin. I have no reason to doubt that this will dump and then get picked straight back up if it does dump. Now, if it does dump, what will happen to the Bitcoin dominance is that this will shoot back up again, probably getting rejected around 71, because like I say, I do expect to see altcoins get picked back up. Ethereum will likely get picked back up, but if the dump is more significant, because remember, if altcoins dump, they dump collectively and they dump quite large, so we could get another rejection around this level. It could go all the way back up here. All of this is fine by me, because a few days ago when we hit this level, I was saying on my channel, this is the time to scale into alts. We're likely to see a rejection here, and if we don't get a rejection here, we're likely to get one here. So I mean, I suppose that's just me as an experienced crypto trader, knowing that this is the area to buy alts at, and over these last 24 hours that's definitely shown to be a worthwhile decision. So obviously there's no exact science to this, there's no crystal ball. It's about playing strategically the statistics, and statistically, I expected to see not an alt season as such, but a decent alt rally when dominance hit this level, and that's why I scaled into it, and it's worked out okay. Now if we get that dump, then and I am anticipating that, I would start scaling in again at 71% dominant, and I would also scale up all the way up into here. That means that alts could continue to dump 20% or more, and I would still be buying them, because the dominance is very likely to be rejected around these areas. And basically, if we do get a rejection from here, and it does continue all the way down to here, and it breaks down from all the way down to here, I'm not saying that it will, but if it were to do that, the gains would be astronomical. They would be unbelievable. They would be you would see things that you've probably never seen if you're new to this space. You think Bitcoin's done a big move? You're right, but wait until you see a real, genuine alt season. And my anticipation has always been, since December or so, that the biggest alt season that we're likely to see, apart from the one that we saw in the summer of last year, which was a long-standing, sustained alt season, is going to take place around mid-January into February. So this would all correspond to that rough expectation that I've got of that rough time period. So like I say, if the alts do dump, if Ethereum dumps and alts dump, or if Bitcoin rallies and we go back all the way up here, it's all an opportunity to be buying into the alts, because the chances of a rejection from here are very strong, and we can only hope that it breaks down from here. And I'll be talking about some of these altcoins, especially the mid to low caps. They'll be doubling, tripling, quadrupling in size very quickly. That's the sort of gains that we're looking to see. Some of these coins will be doing 500% over maybe even a short time period as like a month or so. A month to 6 weeks. So that's my expectation, but it doesn't have to play out like that. This could be the alt season now that takes us all the way down to this support and breaks it, which is why, like I say, scaling at this level was an appropriate decision. If it goes against us, scale back in and scale back in. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there. I know that was supposed to be about Ocean Protocol, but the reason I brought that, this chart up is because this is the next level of rotation. So with or without the chart looking specifically good, it is a good example of chart which is by default in the firing line for some decent gains just by default. You know, it's mid cap, it's not bearish in any way. It's high profile. It looks like this one could receive a pump even if the chart isn't screaming out for it, which again, you know, on these term time frames on the 4 hourly, it is kind of ripe for a pump. On the daily, I think it needs another big push above this itchy cloud and to close above, you know, 50 cents, and then pretty much I would be looking for a new all-time high on this some point January, certainly into February, maybe even doubling in its market cap and its price. Anyway, I'll leave that one with you. Thank you for watching and take it easy.